Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's really lovely to have you. Thank you for your notifications button that you decided to turn on. Thank you for subscriptions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. I'm very grateful. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. Today I'm going to be talking around the subject of honor. Yeah, I'll be talking about honor. I'll talk about respect, like in an interwoven manner like that. By the way, next week is my birthday. By God's grace, it's gonna be lit. Yo, kúrò nílé mi o. Pátápátá kí n lọ jẹun. Ó tán. So yeah, really lovely to have you here. So there's this thing that has been actually topmost on my mind. Yes, all my topics are always topmost on my mind at the time. So, and is this thing of, honor, respect and all of that. And, people will say respect doesn't necessarily mean honor doesn't necessarily mean respect, and they confuse it for each other and all of that. So for me, I think honor is a big statement. I think honor is one thing that God has commanded us to do. We honor people, we honor men, we honor our brothers, we honor our siblings, we honor our pastors, we honor nations, we honor leaders, political leaders. And there's this honor statement that I think God has put in our hearts as believers, and should be topmost in our hearts. And that's why, as believers, there are some comments we cannot afford to pass around, because it's not a statement of honor. And when God spoke about honor, he didn't say honor the good ones and dishonor the bad ones. No, he said honor. We have to honor all men. He said we have to respect our leaders. We have to honor our leaders and like that. And I believe there's no way you honor somebody and you don't put a respect to that person. It's only if you are faking the honor. Do you understand? Honor is something that you give, either the person deserves it or not. You give honor. Do you understand? But respect is when you respect somebody for something, when you respect somebody in a particular field and all of that. But I would say that you cannot truly honor somebody without respecting the person. It may not be because the person deserves it, but there's this respect you give to somebody that you honor. I don't think you honor. You say, "Oh, I honor you as my pastor, but then I can disrespect you." I don't think there's anything like that. If you must honor somebody, you have to accord respect also to the person. So I believe honor and respect must go hand in hand. They must complement each other. And today, what I want to talk around is what you call honor, what I call honor. Sometimes, or what you call respect and what I call respect. From my background, I'm a Yoruba girl, and I was brought up in a home of, conk Yoruba parents. When I mean conk Yoruba parents, I mean elderly parents. My parents are really elderly. My dad is late now, so that's why I was going to use where. So my dad was really elderly. I remember that when I was in primary school, my dad was about 70-something years old and all of that. So I had really elderly parents. I was taught respect on how to respect people that are older than you, because my siblings are way older, and yes, I learned to accord them that respect. So to me, I grew up with this mindset of respecting people that are older than you are. Like respect, even if it is a year difference in my house, you respect that person because that person is older than you. There are people in my house that are months, I don't mean my immediate siblings, but my cousin that are months older than each other, but one another, but you can see that they still have that atom of respect. They still have that iota of respect. So growing up with that kind of mindset, I kind of saw respect as something, as calling somebody brother, auntie, putting a prefix to their names like auntie, brother, daddy and all of that, and big daddy. That was a sign of respect for me. But growing up and during my university days, I got to realize that, and going to Christian fellowship as well, it helps understand the concept of this respect and honor better, because in Christian fellowships, you see your mates, you honor them, you respect them because they occupy that position, and you have to give them that honor, like that in Christian fellowship. Although there are people that now misuse it, but that's not what I'm here for right now. So let me talk about this honor and respect thing. So for me, I was thinking about, honor is when you brought somebody, when you see somebody. But growing up later, I got to understand that respect and honor is actually something more than calling somebody brother, so sister lagbaja or auntie lagbaja or uncle lagbaja. It's something more than that. And thank God for the ability to unlearn and relearn. I had to unlearn some things, I had to relearn some things, I had to, forget about some things and pick up new culture of respect. Do you understand? So I try to understand that somebody calls you by your name does not mean that they are disrespecting you, or does not mean that they do not honor you, or does not mean that they do not respect you. It doesn't matter at all. The most important thing is, there's an act of respect. There are people that can call you brother and sister and kiniko brother so like baja so, but they can still disrespect you even though they call you brother so. You can imagine somebody say, sister Auntie Kemi, do you understand? That's a question of disrespect. Well, there are people that can still honor you and can call you by your name, but doesn't mean they don't honor you. It depends on the kind of structure that is being put in place. Somebody like me now, I respect and I honor my pastor. I respect and I honor people that are older than me. I respect and I honor my professors. But it doesn't mean that it's my kneeling down that makes me respect them or something like that. But the thing is, for me as a person, I will never get to the point, even if my pastor is my age mate or is just a year older than me, I don't think I will ever get to the point of, actually calling my pastor by name. Even though calling somebody brother or auntie does not necessarily mean respect. To me, I still feel like those things too matter. That's to me, because of my personal background, because of my cultural background and all that. I still think that in UK, come on, you don't kneel to greet anybody, you don't bend to greet anybody, you don't call anybody sir, you don't call anybody man. It's not something you have to do. But I found it difficult. My professors in school, I still call them, I still use sir, I still use ma'am. They would say, no, Kemisola, you don't have to. You don't really call me by my name. They said, I'm like, please permit me, where I come from, that's a sign of respect. Permit me to bend a little to greet you, because I don't want to lose my cultural touch as well. I don't want to lose that touch with my culture. I still want to be able to respect somebody in the way, and in the way I think that respect should be accorded. So, but one thing I got to notice is, because of that background that I had, I was thinking that when I see people, younger people that just walk up to me, let's say someone that is probably that I'm maybe 4, 5, 6 years older than, they just walk up to me and say, Kemi, how are you doing? I find it very disrespectful. Yeah, I used to find it very, very disrespectful. And sometimes I still find it disrespectful. I'm seeing the process, I'm walking through the process. I find it disrespectful. But one thing I've noticed is, if you must impact the next generation, if you must, be a person of impact, if you must be a person of influence, there are some things that you must be ready to tolerate. This does not mean that you are entertaining disrespect, or this does not mean that you are allowing just any rubbish to come to you. No, but there are some things you should be able to accept. There are some things that you should be able to tolerate. Take for example, if you are the kind of person, if you are like me that feels that just calling somebody that is way older than you by name is disrespectful, you may not be able to have access to those people, and you might be the one that God wants to use to touch that person. So beyond our cultural background, beyond what we think in our head, beyond this mentality of what we grew up with, we must be flexible. We must be willing to accommodate people. I've seen people that are way younger than I am that call me by my name, and they still come and say, thank you so much, Kemi, for that comment you made, for this access that you allowed me to, because I've really learned a lot from you, and it has helped shaping my mind, it has helped shaping my decision making. You are a strong influence in my Christian journey and all of that. But if I had totally shut out father, calling me by my name is disrespectful, come on, get out, then I can't be able to have that kind of influence. So we need to mellow down on this auntie, brother, uncle, sister. We need to mellow down on it. And speaking on the other side too, I think when we are looking up to people to mentor us, or people to have influence over, somebody that we respect their influence, somebody that we respect their ideology and their ideas, especially about our Christian journeys, about how to navigate probably educational system and all of that you want to be a model to you want to be an example to you when you are looking up to somebody in that aspect. I think you really want to also study them, and this is where emotional intelligence also comes in. You need to also study them, study what they define as honor, what they define as respect, so that you are not just communicating your own way of respecting people, but you want to be communicating their own way of accepting respect. So if there is this person that you're supposed to have access to, and you realize that it's like this person likes to be called maybe auntie or brother or kiniko, and that's the way. It doesn't mean that the person is harsh, but that's the way the person has mentally processed respect. notice, if that's what they want, give it to them. He gives you the access anyway. What you want is the access. What you want is for them to be a blessing to you, for them to be closer to you. So saying Sister Kemi or brother something, it doesn't remove anything from you. If that is the way they understand respect, you communicate that way. Because when you want to reach people, when you want to communicate to people, when you want to get something from people, you don't speak your own language, you speak their own language. It helps them understand better. I don't know if I'm communicating something. It helps them understand. So I've said on the part of you that you are in that space of influence, or me as somebody of, let me use myself, like myself as someone of influence. I must be willing to tolerate people. I must be willing to tolerate what other people classify as respect. What they classify as respect may not be calling somebody brother or auntie. I must be willing to embrace that. And myself too, as someone who wants access to somebody, I must be ready to study them on what they classify as respect and honor. That way I can be able to reach them so that they can be a blessing to me in the aspect where I want them to be a blessing. So we must understand this dynamic. That's what I said about in my video of emotional intelligence, that you must be emotionally intelligent. You must understand the way people communicate. You must understand the dynamics of people. You must understand the makeup of the person you are trying to reach out to. Because when you understand those things, when you're able to study those things and understand them, it helps you to be able to gain access to the person, in a maximum way you can enjoy that relationship. So please, again, I'm repeating, don't forget to know and tolerate people from other cultural backgrounds. My husband is Igbo. In Igbo land, they don't fancy all this auntie brother kneeling down. They don't fancy it. Do you understand? They don't necessarily fancy it. But sometimes it does not mean that when you do it to them, they don't appreciate it. But it's not a big deal to them. So imagine an Igbo lady now trying to reach out to me, and I'm expecting her to be browsing and be aunting me and be doing all of those things. She may not be able to do it, but that doesn't mean that she's disrespectful. So we really want to, entertain people. We really want to, tolerate people. We really want to, diversify. We don't just want to be stiff and, rigid to say, and you too, that you are trying to reach out to people, that you are trying to gain access to somebody, understand what they call respect. Till tomorrow, I will never, even if I have somebody that is within my age range, that is someone of influence to me, I don't think I will ever call the person by name directly like that. Pam. Do you understand? I don't think I will ever do that. That's for me, personally. But that doesn't mean that another person that calls the person by name is disrespecting the person. I have a mentor who is a year older than me, and I respect him so much. See, the way I call him brother, you would think he's 20 years older than me, but it's a statement of honor. That's his position I've put him in. And I'm not taking it back. Because it's not a function of age, it's a function of what they occupy to you. It's a function of the position they occupy to you. And I've seen people who, when we started our relationship, they will just be like, Kemi, all of that. It's as we grow up, as we grow in that relation, they will understand that, oh, Kemi actually stands this, she's in this position of, an upline to me, and okay, let me put a ma, let me put a mom, let me respect her, let me use her when we are talking, let me do. That's left to them. But don't block the influence that God has given to you with a cultural mindset. Don't let culture stop you from being a blessing, and don't also let culture stop you from receiving blessings from people that are supposed to bless you. Accord respect to people, honor people. Honor is really, really important. Respect is important based on what you tag as respect, based on what the other person tags as respect. However, I think there are some general rules that guide honoring. There are some general rules that guide honoring. For somebody that you honor, you don't talk to them anyhow. And this is not just to people that are older or people that are in places of influence in our lives. Even you as an upliner to somebody that is a downliner to you. Like you as somebody that is the person that they are according to respect to, you have to also reciprocate in respect. You don't, because somebody is respecting you, somebody honors you so much, somebody is according you that respect because you're in a place of influence, you not begin to talk to that person anyhow. You don't do that. You also have to respect them. You have to ask for their opinion. What do you think about this? When you are giving ideas to them, don't look like I'm the boss here and so you have to listen to me because I am the one of influence to you. You are the ones that has to receive orders from me. Do you understand? Respect is reciprocal, and that's one thing I do with my nephews and my nieces. Like I try to be as lowly as possible as I can be with them. such that when I want to send them something, when I want them to do something for me, I tell them, could you please, like, please, when I'm wrong, I apologize. Do you understand? Like, so that they can feel, so that they can know that you honor them and you value them, and you respect them. So we have to also respect people that are younger, even babies that are growing up. You don't just talk to them anyhow. There's a way you communicate with them that they will understand that, oh, my mom, my dad loves me, my uncle loves me. Even though they are correcting me, but they are correcting me in love, and they are correcting me with respect. Do you understand? You have to respect people. Respect people that are younger than you. Respect people that are older than you. Respect is something that should be, honor is something that should be general. Respect is something that should be general. It's now context that matters. But learn to respect everyone. I don't want to talk too much today, but I hope I've been able to communicate something to you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification buttons. It's very, very important. And for my birthday, a week after my birthday, by God's grace, I'll be dropping a very, very important video, like a very important one. I'll be dropping something on marriage, on weddings, on how to plan your weddings, and how to not be under pressure for having a usual regular wedding that is gym, spending so much money. It's good, spend the money if you have it, but if you don't have it, I'll be navigating with us on how we can have a simple but classy wedding, and how to handle pressures that come from it, because people will talk. Thank you so much. I love you guys.